MODOK by Ralph Helfer, the true story of the greatest elephant that ever lived. The story first takes place at the Wonder Circus Circus. It was an average size and consisted of a performance tent, which was also known as a big top. The outside was surrounded by half a dozen food stands, trucks, and multiple trailers. Everything that you would expect to see at a circus. The big top held 300 to 400 people, including room for standing. It was the largest tent in the circus. The tent was held up by 4 huge support poles that ran down in a row along the middle of the tent. Railroad ties were used to form the center ring. A big sign could even be seen from miles away because there were bold red letters printed across the top of the tent saying, "Wonder Circus, the greatest show in the world." Joseph was one of the main characters who worked for the small village circus in the town of Hasengrosk. He was an animal trainer, but particularly he focused on training elephants. Joseph loved the elephants he trained so much that sometimes his wife Katrina thought he loved the elephants more than he loved her. But she thought that it was better that the animals made her husband smile rather than another woman. One of the elephants that Joseph trained was Emma. Emma was a mother elephant who had just given birth to a baby girl. Joseph had quickly created plans to make Emma's baby the best trained elephant the world has ever seen. If anyone could do it, Joseph could. Joseph knew that he could accomplish his goal because his whole family had circus blood. The last 3 generations of his family were all elephant trainers. They handed down all their secrets and methods through each generation. Joseph always knew what he would call the new baby elephant ever since he was little. He had listened to a story that his father told him that he'd never forgotten. The story was about an Indian elephant by the name of MODOK, the greatest elephant that ever lived. His father had trained MODOK and believed that she was one of those special elephants in his story. Although Joseph never knew what happened to MODOK, he believed that her spirit was waiting to be reborn in Emma's newborn baby. Ironically enough, on the very same day that Emma gave birth to her baby elephant MODOK, Katrina, Joseph's wife, had given birth to their son Bram. When Joseph and his wife believed that their son Bram was old enough, during Emma's breakfast, Katrina would bring Bram down so he could see and get used to the elephants. From the beginning, he never had a fear of giant animals, and he looked forward to visiting the elephants each morning. As Bram grew older, he began to spend more and more time with MODOK. Together, they would go out and visit the glade. Bram would usually sit in the middle of the field and inhale the fresh air, while MODOK would always mimic whatever Bram did. Together, they enjoyed rolling, giggling, and just spending time with each other. Over time, Bram establishes a deep relationship with MODOK. To him, MODOK was more than just a circus animal, but a family member. Unfortunately, the circus gets sold to an American buyer who insists that MODOK get shipped back to America to continue being a circus performer. From then on out, Bram's life starts to go downhill. Not only does he lose MODOK, but he also loses his father due to his ill health. Since Bram wasn't able to let MODOK go, he went after her and secretly climbed aboard the ship that she was being transported on. While on the ship, Bram is captured, but he forms a relationship with the captain, so the captain allows him to stay on. While the ship is sailing around the coast of India, a tragic hurricane causes the ship to sink, leaving the passengers and animals helpless in the Indian Ocean. Fortunately, Bram and a few other people manage to climb on MODOK's back until they can all safely get back to land. Once they reach land, Bram and MODOK are able to escape into the teak forest. During this time, Bram meets and marries a woman while he and MODOK are continuously being hunted down by the American buyer of the circus. Eventually, the new owner of the circus finds Bram and MODOK and kills Bram's newlywed wife. After the two got captured, MODOK was constantly abused and mistreated by the circus owner. Throughout this time, Bram has to step up to comfort and ensure MODOK's health. Later on, the circus owner decides to sell MODOK without telling Bram because he believes that people will gain suspicion of MODOK's abuse due to the marks and scars on her body. As Bram's father said, "You and I know there is a connection to all living things. It is the connection of life that holds us together. That living bond is so strong it can never be broken. MODOK does not have to be next to you to feel close."